Whew. All right, so I'm up here in the mountains of Colorado. It is cold and it is windy up here. Really crazy. I've been having a problem with hawks. We got two that are actually out. How'd you get out? Wait a minute. I thought I had those guys in there good. Come to find out, maybe not so. All right, so my piece of plywood apparently is not holding up. All right, but I've been keeping. Look at all these birds! Wow. Yeah, so that hawk, that wind. Wow. Let me hook this up. I have a little hook here. Whew. Wow. Yeah, ooh, let's come in the coop. It's not so windy. All right. Looks like we all survived the night. So this is my chicken coop. I've been putting all the birds in here at night because that hawk killed 2 ducks and 2 chickens. And I was out here the other day, and that hawk swooped down right next to me. I was standing really close to the ducks, and it almost got my ducks and my chickens. If you notice, I actually have some owls. I tried the owl thing over here. Some people say you can use owls. We got some little owls, some big owls. Yeah, they don't work. They don't work. They may work if you don't have a hawk that is has a taste for your chickens already. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna bring over the water here, the hose. Look at how windy it is. Wow. All right. A little bit of water. Wow. Whew. It is windy out there. So I've been bringing these birds out, pretty much just standing out there with them, watching for that hawk so he doesn't come down and take them, and then let them out for a couple hours and I'll coop them back up, and then in the middle of the night I'll come back out and do the same thing, give them some water, let them kind of splash in the water. But I ordered some netting. Should be here in a few days, and essentially what I'm gonna do with the netting is I'm gonna cover this whole run out here, which would be pretty neat. I ordered some netting supports that'll come up about 8 feet, and I'll net off this whole area here. Oh yeah, someone found the lettuce. All right, birds, eat some lettuce. So with the droughts this year, I've been struggling to find something for my cows to eat. The last couple bales of the round bales of grass were just absolutely terrible. And I finally went to this. Check this out. Probably the best alfalfa, third cutting alfalfa that I have ever seen. My cows love it. You just have to be careful not to feed too much alfalfa to cows and transition over from hay, or they can bloat. And they can even die if you put them right on fresh alfalfa, like a whole field of alfalfa. But this is fantastic. I've been feeding 9 flakes a day. Going through it pretty quick. I think the next thing I'm gonna do after this is millet hay. Kind of discovered millet hay. I had some guy give me a couple handfuls and my cows seem to like it, and it's cheaper than this. But I actually found this over on Craigslist, And within just a few days, it was completely sold out. I could not believe how fast it went. Look at this big old bull. My big old 3,000 pound black Angus bull. It was as sweet as can be. Look at how sweet he is. Such a sweetie, yeah. Such a sweetie. So if you've ever fed this alfalfa before, kind of the weird thing is they don't eat it all and it builds up in the feeder. And you end up with all these sticks that they kind of sort through. So before I feed, I have to actually take all these sticks, put them in my little cart, bring them. I actually use it for bedding. And they kind of nibble at it. I think they eat most of it when I put it over in their bedding over there. I gotta watch these guys with this cart because these guys are so big they'll just crush this little tiny cart over here that I use to move the feed and the bedding. Look at these guys. This is my steer. He's very friendly too. All my cows are very friendly. This is Mama. Still hasn't had the calf. I think last year we had the calf in, I think it was November, and it's already January, which is crazy. She's definitely dilated, like she's gonna have that calf, but it's gonna be tough having a calf in the freezing cold in January and February. That's another one of my big concerns with these cows, having a calf. And this is my bull calf from last year. Doing really good. It's funny, it seemed like he wasn't growing that fast, and then since I brought him over to alfalfa, he's been growing like a rocket. You get these cows on alfalfa, especially like a third cutting, 100% third cutting, and they'll like grow like a rocket right before your eyes. I think he's grown like 2 inches since I started feeding alfalfa. Pretty amazing. So this is where I put the feed that the cows won't eat in the feeder. So this is like all the sticks left over from the alfalfa, all the bedding, and they lay on it, keeps them warm, and they eat it too. Kind of the interesting thing is if I have hay that they absolutely will not eat, what I do is I just put it all around the edges in this loafing shed, and for whatever reason they'll start eating it in here versus in the feeder, which is pretty wild. So here's my other challenge. Not only do the cows like alfalfa, but the deer do too. I'll get huge herds of deer coming up. And if I don't keep this stuff covered, they'll just devour it. Just chew it up like Swiss cheese. Boy, it is so cold out here. It's hard to talk. My lips are all frozen, which is kind of crazy. And these guys are super bold too. Look at that, right up next to them. The wind's been blowing, blew my tarp off. I definitely have to get the tarp back on this alfalfa. All right, so here's my cows eating the alfalfa. This is kind of some weird stuff. If you've never seen alfalfa, it comes apart in these big flat leaves. Yeah, when I was first putting them in the feeder, they were kind of flat up against the bottom, and I started kind of angling them so they can get a hold of them and kind of pull some off. And here's 3 leaves in my little cart. They'll actually eat 3 of those carts every day between these 4 cows. Got some pretty big cows here. This guy is massive right here. Look at those guys eating all my alfalfa. So here's another one of my daily chores. I have this big, huge steel, I don't know, it's like a steel spike. I think it's like an antique. I think it's like to put the dirt around post holes. Oh, it weighs probably 40 pounds. And I use it to rake up the ice in the stock tank. You can tell it's not too bad today. I actually run a water pump underneath the ice, and the water pump keeps it from freezing, which is pretty cool. So if you're wondering how much room these birds have, it actually comes all the way over here. Eventually I could net all this in. I was thinking eventually I could put the chickens over here and the ducks on the other side. If I get it netted in, I could build this out, turn this into a little chicken coop. But ever since that hawk started swooping down, they don't come back here anymore. They stay close to home. This is behind the cows' loafing shed. This is where I'm going to fence it in right here. All right, so in order to get all these guys in the coop, I put the little barrier right there. Make sure we got all the birds. And we'll see if we can get them in. Usually it's pretty easy. What I'll actually do, I'll close this up first. Luckily this area is not that big. All right, let's go. Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Usually they'll go right in. The chickens are being stubborn. Gotta have a duck that plows through the chickens. Come on, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Yeah, once they start going, they all go. They'll all go. Come on. Let's go, let's go. That's a lot of birds to fit in that little coop. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. All right, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. We got this rooster. Come on, rooster. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Oh, we got a straggler. All right, all right. It seems like that one Muscovy is really a straggler. All right, we'll get a couple of roosters getting in there. All right. Now, this door. Wow, look at these birds. Nice and toasty warm in here. With the heaters and 33 birds. It's only temporary. Only temporary. Once we get that netting up, yeah, we won't be cooping them in here. So this, I actually drilled some holes right in here. All right, so I used some deck screws, a couple of deck screws, drilled a couple holes. That's not going anywhere. All right. I don't think anything can get in or out. All right. But I need a screwdriver to get them out. Pretty cool. All right, I don't even know where I'm going with this video. I actually started out, I was gonna do just the the problems with the hawk and the ducks and the chicken. And then I started going to the cows and everything else. So I thought I'd just keep going and kind of do maybe like a vlog style video. And I thought about cutting some firewood. If you want to see how I cut some firewood, I just kind of throw everything randomly together. So this is what I use to cut some firewood. I'll kind of show you where I'm cutting here on my property. I'm actually using a Stihl MS194T. I love this saw, and I use it just about every single day. And I think maybe we need some gas, a little bit of gas. So put a little gas and oil in it. So the gas is a mixture of gasoline, and you have to actually add the 2-cycle oil to the gas. So it's a mixture of gas and oil. Just like that. And then we need to add a little bit of oil too. And then for oil, I just use the Stihl bar and chain oil. This thing is, oh, there goes my cap. This thing is really awesome. I think the saw only weighs like 7 pounds or something like that. It's pretty super lightweight. And that oil there, that keeps the chain lubed on the bar. All right, let me see if I can get my cap here. And then I'll need my helmet, a little cutting helmet, and my saw. All right, so this is kind of my setup that I use for cutting wood. I have my chainsaw, my helmet, and my ATV, and then I haul my little trailer that I use for hay. Use it for wood too. And usually I fill that maybe 2 or 3 times in any one session. So let's see if we can find some wood. I like to cut dry wood. I don't like to cut green wood. And I'll show you where I'm gonna head. First, I'm gonna kind of scout out the area, and then I'll show you kind of what I intend to do. I need a little choke on this one. Good on the choke, maybe. Maybe. Alright, so this is my property. All through there you can see my cows are down there, and my property comes all the way up to the road. And it seems like all along the road there's these dead trees. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to cut a path for my ATV all the way through the woods, all the way in, and then come back around this way. And let's see if I get my ATV close to the road, and we'll harvest all this dead wood here. And see, like these trees right here, this whole group of dead trees, they're completely dead. That's kind of like they're ready to burn, ready to go. Here's another group of 4 trees right here. That's perfect. And then down in here, there's a whole bunch of dead on the ground. That's what I'm going to go after. All right, so I'm back here on my driveway, and this is where I want to go. I think we should be able to, there's not that much snow. I think we can just plow right through it. need to cut my way through right here, and then cut my way through there, and then cut my way back around. I want to see if I can try not to take too many live trees. I might have to take that little one right there and kind of cut my way through. Alright, so I'm curious to see how many pulls it'll take this. The freezing cold. It's super cold out here. It's got a little primer button you're supposed to press like 10 times or something like that. And then has the choke, has the throttle lock, so you can lock the throttle. All right, let's see. All right, so I cleared a path. We'll move forward. Let's see. Actually been over this far. Okay. There's a tree right here standing. There's a tree right here standing. There's another one down right there. Maybe I'll get those. So I actually found a bunch just under the snow laying on the ground, like this one right here. Really good. Sometimes they're rotten, but a lot of times they're really good. Wow, it is so cold out here. My camera keeps shutting down. I put an external battery in it and it's still shutting down. So I wanted to show you kind of my setup over here. I basically bring it with my ATV. I have this little chain that I hook around the handle and then just pull the cart right up to here. This is what I have next to my house, ready to burn firewood. Just throw it right in. Looks like I need maybe a couple more loads. I like to stack it up on top, stack it really high. Alright, so I might as well show you everything in this video. Take a look at this. I am inside my tent. I have this wall tent in my barn, which is pretty cool. So sometimes I'll bring the kerosene heater in. You can kind of hang out, shoot the breeze. Let me see if I can turn this off here. Got my little propane lantern. This is pretty cool. Take a look at this. And you see kind of everything here. That's pretty cool. All right, so the reason I came over here, I wanted to show you my splitter. I got a bunch of green wood, so if I get green wood, that won't burn. Like if a tree falls over and I have to cut it up, I'll put it here. If things need splitting, I'll split it on here. So take a look at this. This is how I get my splitter going. I'll just split one log for you. Kind of pop open my air cleaner a little bit. Spray in a little starting fluid because it is really cold out here. And I turn on the gas, pull the choke. And we'll see how many pulls this old Honda. I just actually put a new carburetor on it this spring. So we'll see how many pulls it takes. I'd say maybe 3 or 4. I don't know. It's cold. Yeah, it's really cold. Do one little log. Show you how it works. Without that splitter, yeah. I don't know. I tried it with an axe a long time ago. Forget that. So on a gas engine, you definitely want to take all the gas out of the carburetor. So I just let it run until it runs out of gas. There you go. My little helmet. This works great for keeping the wood chips off my face. That's pretty much it. What do you want to call it here? Might do one more load of wood. But man, it's cold out here. It's got to be probably 15 or 20 degrees Fahrenheit out here. It's really super cold. I can definitely feel my face kind of getting down a little bit. Super cold. Alright guys, maybe I'll do another vlog again, maybe this week sometime. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.